Alright, I'm back at it again with another video, a new day and another banger out here. You know how we go. So the topic for today's chat, or at least this video's chat, hopefully I'll record more later on this night, but I'm going to be talking about my experience with cheap hotels, because I feel like I have a decent amount to talk about for this. So the backstory for my conversation about hotels is really the fact that last summer I went on a large college tour kind of thing where me and my father traveled. So I live in the Northeast. We traveled first to Tennessee, and then after Tennessee, which we drove. I just had an event happening in Tennessee. That's why we went there first. So we had free tickets to fly there. So I went there with my mother, and then my dad drove down to Tennessee. But after Tennessee, we went to Chicago. Then we went down to Georgia, and then up the East Coast. So it was a total of I think 5 or 6 nights. I think 6 nights on the road with hotels, and we chose to stay at particularly cheap hotels just because it's not worth it to spend more than $90 a night when you're literally just going there. You're arriving at 9-10 o'clock at night, going to sleep, and then leaving first thing when you wake up. It's not worth spending a lot of money on something like that. So we stayed at a variety of different places, and the one thing I have to say about these places is that they are legally hotels. They all have the things that it's if you've ever played Terraria, how you can once a certain amount of criteria are met for the house, it's legally a house and people can legally move into. It's the bare minimum though. You can have it literally be the most minuscule house with literally just a chair and a workbench, and you'll still get a tenant. That's what these hotels are when you're paying the minimum price in the middle of Tennessee somewhere. So yeah, I do have to say that some of them are better than others. So in my opinion, the one thing you really can't avoid is the smell of the room. There's always some sort of weird smell. Usually it's just a very strong air freshener kind of smell because all the rooms are supposed to be non-smoking, but of course that never stopped anyone who is riding a motorcycle in the state of Tennessee. So at some point someone caused damages to the room and they have to spray over it. So it always just smells like air freshener, or it just smells like someone smoked a cigarette in there, or a full pack of cigarettes, back in 1990, and it's still kind of lingering. So it's a very expired kind of cigarette smell. That's kind of there, but it doesn't really smell like a cigarette anymore. Anyway, not particularly pleasant. And of course it's sort of hot in these rooms. You gotta turn on the fan, which of course they have a very beautiful fan that's extremely old and has a lot of it's like an air conditioning fan, not like a stand-up fan, a fan that's also an air conditioner. But yeah, the fan needs its filter to be cleaned, man. You start blowing air out of it and it doesn't smell particularly great either. So not too much fun. I do have to say that the worst hotel is probably the Red Roof Inn. At least the ones that I went with my dad on this trip, just they really are the bare minimum. They have a bathroom set up where the sink isn't even in the bathroom. It's there's just a toilet, a shower, which is absolutely nasty, and then the sink is outside, kind of in the main area next to the bathroom, but it's outside, which is just it's a convenient way of saving space, I suppose. It's good for them for doing that, I guess. But yeah, so that's the issue with the Red Roof Inn. And this isn't so much a gripe with the Red Roof Inn, because I mean I don't really care, but the way they do like their the way that they have their shower is such that it's very run down, and you get you get like the water, the wall to the shower is not properly installed, or it's just kind of like dilapidated and falling down. So what happens is the water is just clearly hitting like just the regular wall that really is not waterproof, and I'm sure just causing like a mold infestation, whether it's already happened or it's slowly developing. Over time you're going to certainly get that. So I just kind of feel bad for the establishment there. Also, Red Roof Inns don't really serve breakfast, which is kind of a big downside, because all these places are kind of the same price, yet the other places just do a much better job of, like, they have the breakfast, and it's sometimes like the breakfast is solid. Like, I mean, for it being like the cheapest possible hotel you could find, they have they have like really bad eggs, but they have eggs. They have like name brand Chobani yogurt packs sometimes, which is, that's like ridiculous. Like, those things are like $1.50 each. Like, that is some serious financial dedication, in my opinion. Which that's great. You just take it on the road with you. It's awesome. They have fresh fruit occasionally. They have the waffles are awesome. Like, they have like those. You make your own waffle. That's like some of the best things you can do. It's like you just got like a mediocre night of sleep. You have to drive for 10 hours that day, and you just have a beautiful handmade waffle. It's really what it's all about. So that was certainly a lot of fun. I don't know how I'm going to deal with this roof here. I think from the front my house looks pretty solid. I kind of want to have like a brick ceiling, you know what I mean? Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do smooth stone ceiling. Good idea. Alright. Yeah, so I've been kind of hating on the Red Roof Inn because they don't serve breakfast, they don't do all these neat things, but I was recently touring a college. It actually ended up being the college that I'm going to be attending in the fall. But I stayed at a Red Roof Inn here reluctantly, because now I'm never going to choose a Red Roof Inn unless it's like the only available option, which in this case it really was the only available option. And also this particular one happened to get good reviews, so I was like, alright, I'll give it a shot. And it turned out to be a very pleasant experience. The room genuinely smelled perfectly fine, and they had the sink in the place, and they served breakfast. Now, granted, the breakfast that they served was not really very good. They had no Chobani. I think they did have a waffle maker. So, but that's like common standard. Like, if you don't have a waffle maker, what are you even doing at a hotel? So yeah, that was a good experience. So I can't say that Red Roof Inn is all bad, But yeah. Anyway, that's that.